All right, guys, we've got Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque walking out for the Woodley Luque fight, the co-main event. I just want to give some pre-fight thoughts about this fight. So, really, it's all about Woodley, isn't it? Like, when you've lost, it's not just about wins and losses. You could lose your past three fights in Woodley, and really give a great showing of yourself and go like he lost, but he fought great. He didn't just lose. His activity was below subpar. He looked mentally defeated at points during the fight, which is just uncharacteristic of even being, whether it be a former or a prior champion. You can't be broken. Um, he can't allow himself to be broken at any point during this fight. The only thing going in Tyron's favour is that he's so used to fighting 5-round fights from being the champ, and he fought Colby last fight, and I believe even Gilbert Burns' fight was a main event, if I remember correctly. All scheduled for 5 rounds. Maybe he felt like he had to pace himself. This fight being a 3-round fight, that's 10 less minutes of fighting. If his activity isn't high in this fight, man, that would be disastrous for Woodley, for himself, for his coaches, everything in preparation of a 3-round fight compared to a 5-round fight says high output, more energy, be more explosive. He needs to put it all on the line. There's no other way about it. For Vicente Luque, ever since he got pieced up by Wonderboy, he's had 2 fights since then, 2 really good fights. There's something to be said about momentum in this sport. Vicente Luque he's not used to the UFC, but he's coming up the ranks. He's incredibly high on confidence, whilst Tyron, look, you can go and watch his fight week interviews, whether it be through fucking Embedded or just different media channels interviewing him. He's saying all the right things. I know that he's worked with a sports psychologist. I don't know if he's still working with them, but he has worked with one ever since this sort of drop off in his career. Unfortunately, actions always speak louder than words. There's no point saying all the right things and then going out there and underperforming. So, at the end of the day, we could see the best Tyron Woodley and he could still lose to a Vicente Luque, because when you're striking, it's really anyone's game. Woodley could take him down with his wrestling pedigree, but like Chael says, you don't get better at something by not doing it, and if you don't do it for long enough, you essentially lose it. Like, to the point where it doesn't even come second nature to you to see the takedown. I mean, not second nature, it doesn't even come as first nature, I guess, naturally, to see that takedown anymore. So, it is essentially going to be a stand-up fight. Is Woodley going to do his back up against the cage, try to find that single shot? Or is Woodley going to go in there, and everyone remembers his fight with Carlos Condit. The dude's got tree trunks for legs. Tree trunks. When he landed those low kicks on Condit, sure, it caused an injury, but an injury caused by the low kick. He kicks fucking hard. He needs to put himself in positions to land those big shots, whether he punches or kicks. You can't dance around the obvious. That's what he needs to do. There's no 2 ways about it. The fight's all about Woodley. Vicente Luque, everybody knows what he is going to what he's going to offer. Incredibly fucking tough. I love his striking. I love his creativity. I love how tight his. He gets hit a lot, but he's very tight in his defense. I feel anyway. So the fighters are just being introduced now. As much as I want to believe that Tyron Woodley is going to come out and show us something vintage, his previous performances just haven't shown it. And especially as you get older, with the previous performances included, how much better can you get from camp to camp? Somebody actually asked Tyron that in one of the interviews leading up to the fight, like how much can you evolve your game at this point? And he sort of just avoided it and said, well, just watch and see. I'm paraphrasing, but sort of just watch and see, and you never know sort of thing. But realistically, he's not going to start throwing flashy stuff. He's not going to start throwing flying knees. He might make me eat my words now, but I doubt it. All right, they're about to get to the fight. We'll commentate over it, see how much of what I think comes to fruition. The eyes don't lie though, and I will be honest, what I can see in Tyron's eyes right now is already better than what he's shown him previously. God damn, when he comes out, straight away clinches with him in some sort of like grappling. How great is this? Tyron going to the well, coming out strong. Conor McGregor always used to say that on his rise. The eyes don't lie. When you watch Tyron in his last fights, I swear to God, you can actually go back and watch it. He's got an empty look in his eyes, almost like you can stare straight through him. I saw it just for a brief second as Tyron was in the cage. I looked over, and he looked very present. And he's, given that he's backed up against the cage now, but you can see it in the eyes. He's in this fight, so I'm very intrigued to see once they eventually break from this position, how Tyron responds. The fact that he went directly at him though was great. That's exactly what he needs to do. Even now, the look in his eyes, he looks very present. Tyron lands good knee to the body. Luque turns him. Back to the middle of the octagon. Tyron throws big bomb. Throws big bomb again. Touches Luque. Man, Tyron and shoots a takedown. How crazy is it that when someone's career is on the line, can bring out the best in them? And Tyron, it's not about owing it to the fans or your family or anyone else. He owes it to himself to go out there and perform to a level that he knows that he can. Like I guess it's discouraging when you know how good you are, you know what skills you possess, and you go out there and you just don't feel it. You know you're not performing to a level that you know that you can, and the mind is a crazy thing. Like I said before, realistically, what can change between like fight camps? How much can change? He's still got the same team, as far as I know. I imagine he's still got Dean Thomas and stuff in his corner. Now they're essentially in the clinch battle. You've got Tyron's knees. Luque was landing some body shots. Nothing incredibly significant has happened yet. Tyron probably landed a couple of good shots as they were in the middle of the octagon. Oh, Tyron fucking buckled him there. This is vintage Tyron. What is happening? Oh, he touched him again. Oh, Tyron got cracked. Oh, that was a huge shot. Oh, he still hurt bad. He still hurt bad. Oh God, he's finished. It's hard. He's gonna have to clinch and try and. Oh, he's hurt bad. He held onto the cage there. He's so hurt that he had to hold onto the cage to stand up. If he gets cracked again, he's out. Tyron needs to try and grab a hold of him, get his wits back about him. It's actually fortunate that he ended up in this position. He's caught in an anaconda. I reckon Luque's going to lose his position. He may be hurt, but Tyron is a black belt and he is a good grappler. I think Tyron can escape from this position. He tapped. That's it. Wow. Is he the first person to tap out Tyron? That is unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable in every sense, as if this just happened. What is happening? Tyron comes out fighting like a vintage Tyron Woodley. He cracked Luque. Luque's legs buckled for a split second. They get into another exchange. Luque lands a massive shot. Rocked Woodley bad. And he never recovered from it, really. I thought that when they ended up in that transition on the ground, I thought that was best case scenario for Woodley, because he might be able to hold on just long enough to recover. Luque locks up the choke and essentially tapped him out. And Tyron was too hurt to realistically, like, if he was not hurt, he probably could have escaped that position before it was locked up, been more aware of what was happening as it was happening. Man, that's super unfortunate. Especially if Tyron had fought like that his past few fights, they would have been incredibly more... You can never say if someone's going to win or not, but way more competitive. That was... Dude, Woodley came to play. Wow. That's crazy, man. Well, there you go. Predicted Luque to win. It's hard to predict a submission. I mean, I don't think anyone thought it was going to go like that. And Tyron fought well. What can you say? You can't be too hard on yourself. You got caught. It happens. Unfortunately, the stakes were high for this fight. Very, very high. Anyway, what can you do? This is the fight game. It is what it is. I actually, even though that's 4 straight losses, now, because of that, now I want to see Woodley against someone else. Alright, well, guys, I guess we'll be back with the main event. That's all.